Let's let's sharpen up the image, shall we? There we go. That's better. And there we go. We can see one another again. Hi there. Whoops, still not real sharp, is it? Yeah, let's fix this a bit here. There, that's better. I just always look like I've got more junk under that eye. Whatever. Hey there. It is Wednesday, the 9th, I believe. I have to double check that. And yeah, it's the 9th. I have to double check these days. I don't run my days currently with a calendar. I don't work. So I've been retired for a while now. Part of that is my age. And part of that is just because I really, really, really can't work, really. It would have to be a volunteer type of thing. So, what do I want to talk about today? There really isn't a lot of news that really makes the cut as far as I'm concerned. And that can get rather boring depending upon what news you want to actually watch. We have actual news, and I'll check that right now while I can. Oh, that's not good. Well, okay. So this is important. It's important to all of us, and we should really be paying more attention to it. So this was yesterday, recent United Kingdom study shows that the mRNA vaccines spur the production of spike proteins, not the anti-nucleocapsid antibodies to fight the COVID infection, according to medical experts. So it showed that vaccine-induced immunity was working properly by lowering the level of virus replication and therefore limiting the number of antibodies against N that are generated, according to the UK Health Security Agency, is blah, 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 blah. While the UK Health Security Agency observed lower anti-nucleocapsid, that is anti-N, antibodies in people who caught COVID-19 after double vaccination, experts say this is in fact proof the vaccine effectively limit the viral load of natural infection. So, what you need to know. COVID-19 reinfection is possible for unvaccinated and vaccinated individuals, according to the health experts. What did they call that? Nucleocapsid. Anti-nucleocapsid antibodies, or anti-N antibodies, are only produced to fight COVID-19 through natural infection and does not indicate immunity levels, according to the medical experts. Aha. So, all y'all out there, you crazies, you think that catching it and then you'll be immune forever and ever and ever? You're wrong. Lower anti-N antibody count is common among vaccinated people who have become infected with COVID-19 because early viral naturalization also helps fight the virus. So there's a lot of stuff coming out now with a lot of studies and a lot of things that one needs to pay attention to in terms of educating yourself about viruses, vaccines. And this is important to know and educate yourself because it isn't just COVID-19. I mean, there's many, many things throughout the world that one is vaccinated for. And also things that one doesn't need to be as vaccinated for anymore. Smallpox, we've all but eliminated it. Thank God. But when I was growing up, you had to get a smallpox vaccine. And the way that they did it was they would scratch the skin and they would load some stuff in there and it would create a little sore and a scab. And when the scab fell off by itself, you were fully vaccinated against smallpox. It wasn't until much later that we actually had vaccines against chickenpox, as well as mumps and so forth. I had those things as a kid. Just be glad that your kids don't have to have them because, man, it can be really, really scary. Um, can be. It wasn't for me, but I did get it. I got mumps as a kid. So as a kid, I think it was an adolescent, as a young adolescent, I got it, and I did have chicken pox as a child. And in fact, I would go on a play date with another kid who had chicken pox, and we'd play because we were both infected, and so and our parents had also had it as kids, so they didn't care. They just let it play. That was those days. These days, are you kidding? Your modern parent would totally freak out. Anyway, that was that. There's a lot of information on that. You can look it up. I think the title of it is Recent UK Study Shows mRNA Vaccines, and then it should pull up that article for you. Oh gosh. Hong Kong's having a really bad COVID-19 wave right now since the beginning of the pandemic. Oh my God. Oh, go away. Go away. Oh, that was interesting. I got a call from a Scott Smith. Don't know who that was. But yesterday I got in touch with my cell phone carrier, and I said, is there any way I can block scam calls from a particular area code? Because I get a ton from an old area code that happens to be the area code of this phone. We haven't lived in that area code for ages. And they said, well, we can block those calls that our software indicates are probably scam calls. I said, well, is there any way to check what calls have come in so that I can go back and look through that list in case there is a number that I do recognize so that I can get back to that individual? And they said, well, you can do this, 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 and this, and this, and gave me a list of steps, which I have to copy into another format so I don't have to go back to that particular phone conversation I had. And then I said, so does that work with the texts as well from that particular number? And they said, no. And I said, well, don't worry about that because, there's already software on the phone that takes a look at incoming messages and says, oh, that looks like spam or a scam or whatever. And it automatically dump it into a different category so it doesn't show up as an incoming text for me. So I was like, yes, I've had the most blessedly quiet phone today. Usually by this point, I've had at least 3 calls that are scam calls, spam calls, I call them as well. Yesterday and the day before, I got so upset with this stuff. I started, when a call like that would come in and I would like, winner, 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 you are a winner. You are my first, second, third, whatever, scam call of the day. And you win. Bye-bye. And I would just hang up. And then I would promptly block that particular number. So this thing that I did yesterday, oh man, it has been great. I haven't had anything come in like that. Now, just because this call came in from Scott Smith does not mean that it was a real call. I haven't gotten a voicemail from Scott Smith at all, from the looks of it. And if it was real, and I've received, I don't know about you, but I've received calls from I don't know how I can put it. They appear to be a verified number, but they're not supposedly they're not really from that individual, because if you call that number back, number one, the phone may not answer, or number two, if you do reach somebody, they're not going to admit that they called you, or they may not have called you, and their number is just being spoofed by some other entity, whoever that entity happens to be. So it's, anyway, my phone has been blessedly quiet. I am so happy. Okay, back to the news. Sarah Palin's on the news again. But this was one I was laughing about first. There's a $1 million painting. It was ruined after a bored security guard draws eyes on faceless figures in a painting. Seriously, dude? I mean, yeah, it's funny as hell. But seriously? Seriously? Did you think nobody would notice? Did you not like your job anymore? Why didn't you just leave? Instead, you're fired for defacing property? Oh, you idiot. On his first day on the job, a security guard drew 2 pairs of eyes with a ballpoint pen onto artist Anna Leporskaya's 3 figures painting, which is pictured. It's basically three figures. You can look it up. This was via the Daily Mail online, which I believe was, I'm not sure where that paper originates. I'd have to take a look at it real quick. Daily Mail online is UK. That's what I thought. I recognized that. The painting, which is insured for $1 million, was damaged by the security guard after he's said to have become bored on his first day. I'm sorry, but that guy's an idiot, even if it is funny. So, first day on the job, huh? Dude, I don't think that job was for you. I really don't think that job was for you. Yeah, how cute. Go away. Chernobyl, boy. How many of you are old enough to remember Chernobyl? That was like really scary when it happened. And we had no idea the effect that was going to have on the rest of the world, much less the effect on the immediate environment and the people who lived in that area. And as it is, there's still all kinds of weird stuff going on with the animals due to the radiation poisoning. Let's see. Anyway, you can look that up about Chernobyl online. Let's see. What world leaders are really saying with their oversized tables? I wasn't aware that that was a thing, but then again, I'm not a world leader and I don't have an oversized table, so I don't have a house that would accommodate an oversized table. Well, maybe I do, but why would I put an oversized table? That's kind of funny, actually. Let's see. Will Social Security run out? Well, if it does, I'm fucked. And so are, like, I don't know how many other millions of people who are over the age of 65. So who knows? Samsung announced the latest generation of flagship smartphones. Wow. I saw an ad somewhere that showed this back of one of these phones with a tiger face on it. Okay. It's supposed to be a big deal. And we'll see whether it's a big enough deal for me to want to go out and get another phone. I like the one I've got. It's not the top of the line. It is a Samsung. I prefer the Samsung products for the most part, simply because they more or less operate the same way. Rich countries have abandoned moral obligations to the poor. Any big surprise there? Anything we can do about it? Should we do something about it? What can we do about it? Vladimir Putin's long meeting with Emmanuel Macron offers a glimmer of hope that war can be avoided. I think Vladimir Putin is going to speak to whatever audience he has in front of him. So the Russian people is going to tell him one thing. If it's Emmanuel Macron, he's going to say something else. If it's Justin Trudeau, he's going to say something still different. If it's Biden, he's going to say one thing, which will be entirely different from whatever he said to the former guy. And I won't say his name because I don't need to. Let's see. Peloton has announced plans or actually laid off a huge number of people. From what I understand, they actually gave them a one-year subscription to Peloton. I wonder if it came with a free Peloton. I doubt it. And I'm not a Peloton kind of girl, as you can probably tell. Let's see. Anything else of interest? No. Oh, God. And by 2050, there's going to be 4 times the amount of plastic in our oceans that there is today if we don't start doing it right. Which means use glass that can be recycled and remade into more glass. More plants that can actually take our plastic waste and turn it into plastic products like it's supposed to, which can be done. It is being done. As a matter of fact, as much as 10 years ago, they were making those barrier berms in the parking lots out of recycled plastic, which is like really cool. Hey, Nella. Say hello. Hi. How you doing today? You want some lunch, huh? Yeah, soon. Okay. All right. Well, let's, I'll read that later for myself. So, my original topic for today, growing older. Growing older can be a wonderful thing, but physically it can be quite challenging for some of us. Not everybody is in tip-top physical condition. Not everybody actually eats everything the way that they should. Not everybody has perfect health, period. I have an autoimmune disease that actually I have two autoimmune diseases. And they cause a lot of weird changes in my body. And as a result of that, more than a few things that have happened to me over the years that just haven't been real pleasant. As you grow older, your body not only becomes more infirm in a lot of ways, but your mind doesn't work the same way anymore either. Your mind may not be as sharp. It may be sharper. There may be things that you focus on that are slightly strange. By strange, I mean you may space out on certain things. It happens. Your dental health changes. And if you have an autoimmune disease, your dental health can change radically, depending upon your parents and their dental health as well. Genetics play a big role in that. My personal journey into elder adulthood has not been without its problems and challenges. And I have found that over time, it's been very, very hard to deal with. And I do what I can to ameliorate the distress that it causes me. I don't discuss a lot of it with my husband because I just don't want to put him. Let me do this just a little bit better. There we go. That's even better. I should have done it like that in the first place. Why did I change it? Because basically I wanted to frame it differently, but I don't know how to do that on YouTube yet. So, because I want to do it differently. I am a robot. No, sorry. Suffice it to say that there are many changes that your body goes through, whether you're a man or a woman. I can speak from womanhood. I do know that there's certain things that I'm just flat out indifferent to anymore. Not interested in. Certain physical activities that I would still love to do, but because of my problems with balance due to peripheral neuropathy, I can't do. And because of where I live, choose not to do by myself. There's some good reasons behind that. Not that I live in a bad neighborhood, but I mean, the neighborhood's nice. The place we live in is rather old. I mean, God, it's still got popcorn ceilings, and I know that they shouldn't have those, but it was the least expensive place that we could find because we wanted to move up here before it went through another summer in California where we were living, which is a whole other topic that we can go into another time. Anyway, I'm not quite a crazy cat lady, but I might as well be because I really love cats. And I love this little girl. She's a formerly feral baby. Yes, she is. That's my Nala. See Nala with your blue eyes. Sweet little girl. Anyway, I think that's about it. Just suffice it to say, if you have any questions about being old, not elderly, because I don't consider myself elderly yet. Give me another 10 years and I will be elderly. But if you have any questions about stuff like that, drop me a line. Those of you who know me well have my email address. Otherwise, you can always leave me a note on Facebook. I'll post a link for this on Facebook. Remember that when you click on that link, you'll be taken to YouTube. And that's where this channel is. And each particular episode is labeled with a date. And probably will have a thumbnail of me with whatever I was wearing that day and so forth. And you can always subscribe to be notified when this is live. And I'm going to try and do this twice a week. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of aren't I? I'll try and avoid that. You can always subscribe and please hit the like button as well. I'd appreciate it if you would. If there's something in particular that you'd like me to talk about, you can always leave a comment there or leave a comment on Facebook, and I will see the comments eventually and respond however appropriate. I also have a page in Facebook that is not just my personal page, but is also a cooking page. It's called Cooking for You. And I post recipes there that I find along the way. Eventually, I will post recipes of things that I make. And at some point, I may actually take put this on my phone instead of my computer camera. And there goes again. Sorry. And oops, looks like I might have gone offline. Anyway, I'm going to end this stream for now, and I want you all to have a good day. Go out, be blessed, and keep fighting the good fight.